Sunday, the 11th of October 2015. This is a chart for Northern Star Resources. Been tracking this one for many months now. I think the last chart I put up was probably a few weeks ago when we were sort of consolidating in this, or trying to test this previous high around 250, 260. I said, we were looking potentially at that move there repeating, and it had done that. And the question was whether it could break through that on some strength. And I said I didn't think it could unless the sentiment shifted in the gold stocks significantly, and that's what's happened. So that it has broken out above that high on a sentiment shift. The company, there hasn't been anything fundamentally changed about the company, still operating really well. Got the quarterly coming out maybe in the next week or two. So my theory was if it broke out above this 240, 250, you want to be a holder of this stock because it has the potential to move very quickly, as we saw on this move from $1 to $2, which was really the re-rating after all their acquisitions, I guess. And you can see that if we have that move again, we're getting potentially toward the end of it. So $3 was my target, always if we broke out above 250. And you can see here we got a perfect, really good volume trend as well. That you want to see volume moving higher as the stock moves higher, and that's exactly what's been happening. So the volume's at 9-month highs as well, roughly. Toward the end of the week, there was a little bit of selling pressure, but you can see these wicks, really long wicks at the lows as well. So the buyers are coming in, and it's consolidating there. Gold price is up pretty well on Friday night Australian time, back up almost toward 1160 US. So I think there's in a lot of these Australian gold stocks, after they did their presentations at the Denver Gold Forum, there was some good moves. I'm not sure if that's just coincidence, but a lot of them, especially a lot of the ones who have been, even the ones who haven't performed well in the recent past, have really started to come good. So Northern Star continues to be one of the best in the sector. Up around $3, I think the market cap's getting close to 1.82 billion, so it is starting to get pretty pricey. But they've got, I'm thinking they had 180 million cash at the end of the June quarter, so quite conceivably they could be up to 230 to 250 million. So they've got a massive war chest for acquisitions if they want to go down that path. But the management hasn't put a foot wrong. You can see here it is starting to look a little bit overbought, but last time it was overbought, it tends to be, if in a really strong run, you tend to see it peak out above the this sort of 70 level on the RSI, and then it will go back, and then it will have a second move. And that's usually that's a typical would be a typical sell signal if you've got this higher high on the share price with no confirmation on the RSI. So I think potentially we could see a little bit of a pullback here and consolidation, maybe even a little bit back toward 275, 280. Very gappy trade, but that doesn't matter. There's a lot of gaps. I know a lot of people look at gaps, but this move here, there's gaps all along it. They're never being filled again, in my opinion. So gap trading doesn't necessarily work on some of these gold stocks which move strongly with the gold price. So yeah, potentially some selling action around $3 as well. We've reached the end of this move, so just be aware that it's looking slightly stale, but fundamentally the company's still doing everything right. And if the gold price keeps rising, I expect Northern Star to keep going up too.